This is an Edmentum student view, understanding reports and just what the student view looks like from the perspective of what it actually looks on your screen versus some of the other tutorials that I've shown you this school year where it's been, my perspective of looking at a student. All right, so this is Jessica Holmes with Decatur City Schools, and I'm just going to walk you through student view. So student, once you have signed in, it is important for you to click all my work. Some students, I'll sometimes get messages and they'll ask, where's all my work? Where's my work? Well, I do kind of like that it just says all my work. So that's what I've done is I've clicked all my work. And so this particular student is my demo student. You can see has just an English class assigned. If it were one of you guys, it's going to have multiple courses listed here for you. All right, so let's just kind of understand what's on the page here. All right, so this is important. Always look at what it says for current grade as you progress throughout the semester. You'll see that my demo student's not doing so hot. That student has a letter grade of an F at a 4.29%, okay? And yeah, that's on purpose, just so I can show you guys some things. One thing too, any parents that are looking at this, you can also see where it says the start date, which is when the student was placed in the course by Decatur City Schools, and then this last access date, okay? So what that says, that's the last time that that particular student logged in and worked in that particular course, okay? It says time on task. It was 1 minute 4 seconds. And then here, the teacher. So a lot of my students will ask me, Ms. Holmes, I don't know who my teacher in my class is. Can you please help me? Yes. And so, as with everything on the internet, there's always multiple ways to find out things. So here is instructor. It says this particular one has Jessica Holmes. Let's do something else I want to show you. So I'm going to click here where it says all activities. All right, in all activities, you'll do this for each one of your courses. You can go to the top where it says the name of the course. It'll say end date, tell you how many days is remaining in the semester. And then you see where it says view section details. So again, this is going to tell you who your instructor is for any of you guys that just need a little extra help trying to figure that person out. And remember, Decatur City Schools, it's always the teacher and a period and their last name at dcs.edu for an email address. All right, so just moving forward, this particular student, as we're looking in here, we're saying, oh my goodness, what do we need to look at for this? This student's missing quite a bit of work. And so you can know what you do is you click into one of those assignments, and you'll see it'll show you if it's in progress. You can start it from there. You can go on to the mastery test. All right, so students are asking me questions as to why they have to do the tutorials. And so I'm just going to take a pause real quick and say, look, a tutorial is like your worksheets. It's your class discussions. It would be anything vital to the education process of understanding the information deemed worthy of that particular grade and that particular course by Alabama State Department of Education. So please understand that the tutorial is vital. You must go in it. You must begin and end it. Save and exit, and then that will also unlock your mastery test. Okay, so I'm going to close that out. Okay, so some things here at the top. All right, we have all weekly target. So this will be the assignment that's kind of due for that week. Past target, not started, in progress, not mastered, and completed. Now, mastery is this. Okay, 60% is considered mastery with Decatur City Schools. However, 80 is considered what's going to help you have that grade of a B and above. Okay, so I always push my students to do 80s and above. 60 is fine. It's considered passing. So anyway, moving on. Here's another thing I really want to point out. A lot of students say, Ms. Holmes, I'm looking here. We have current grade. We have this little running man. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm good to go. No, not so much, because you'll see that this particular student has not completed work. So that teacher has gone back and added a 0 for incomplete work. So what we do with High School Virtual, for the most part, if you'll see this kind of applied across a lot of the classes, is that when a student is not on pace or on course due date, meaning that student is not meeting their weekly target lessons. So right now, up through March the 15th in this particular class, this student has not completed any work. So that teacher went in and applied 0s to that student's work. All right. So students, again, can always go back. They can go back through their tutorials. Mastery test will unlock, and they can take that multiple times, because Edmentum is called a self-correcting software. So a student can go back, they can explore why their answers weren't what they wanted them to be on the mastery test. They can go, and just look back through their tutorial, look at those guided notes that are available for a lot of the Edmentum courses. Okay, so I hope that explains that. But students, do not be deceived by this, complete. All that says is that a score has been put into the grade book for this particular student. Now, if it's been put in there manually, it's been put in by a teacher, and it's a 0. Okay, so students have to earn those by going through the tutorial, unlocking their mastery test, completing any assignments, post-tests, and then now end of semester tests coming up in the 1st of May here. All right, so again, understand what you're looking at. Understand that your little running man doesn't always mean that you're on pace. And then finally, where it says all my work, you can create right here a progress report. Your score is always going to be right here at current grade, but if you want to kind of know an overall view of what you're looking at, click that progress report, and here it'll tell you every time you've logged in, every time you've attempted it, if you've attempted the lesson multiple times, dates that you've been in there. And here, I had a parent contact me last week and asked me this. Right here, you see that? No, that student didn't use that. The teacher put a 0 in there. So kind of pay attention to those few things. And please, as always, don't get behind. Stay caught up, and reach out to the teachers. They're valuable resources for you and here for you in Decatur City Schools virtual program. So again, this was Jessica Holmes. This was a student view, trying to understand reports and the student view.